That's going to make the linebacker get off of Gore and follow Singletary. All right? They're also going to have to commit a corner to Singletary because of his speed. That means Frank Gore is going to be open. If you pass it, the tight end out in the flat is going to be wide fucking open because that linebacker is going to have to bail the tight end to cover Singletary coming across the middle. If it's like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, that's the play you want. You want him on a corner.
That's an interesting play call. Like you'd think the Bills, you'd hope the Bills would be more creative, but I mean, if you've watched the Bills, that's not McDermott's style.
A bunch of times in a row is basically the point, especially when Singletary's getting 3 to 4 yards a carry and Gore's getting 2 other than one good run.
Right, which they did in the first half. I feel like by the second half, they totally abandoned that. They had the running game going, and they, but that's just it. Like as you said, probably a great play if they decide to utilize that. But Allen can't be a guy that thinks he's going to be like Lamar Jackson or Pat Mahomes. I mean,
no,
I don't think he's.
I don't think he's built like that. I think he's closer to somebody who's. If we're going to compare him to anyone, I think we're looking at more of a. What he should be is more of a Ben Roethlisberger.
Peyton Manning.
Well, I'd say more Ben Roethlisberger because he can get out there and run. I'm seeing like a hybrid between Big Ben and Cam. You don't want him to do it, but if he has to, he can do it.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to do that. But in his defense, like Cole Beasley was a great hire, but that's not enough. You need to give him something more because he doesn't have what he needs to be able to make the plays that he needs to be able to make.
Cole Beasley, John Brown, and
Beasley's like a third option at best, and he's their second behind the route. They certainly need another wide receiver that can get the cornerbacks and safeties' attention and, free up the middle of the field.
Des Bryant's available.
Des Bryant's been available. So is Antonio Brown.
But also, I just want to point out, I just got a notification on my phone from CBS. It was about an interview they did with Mike McCarthy, and someone asked him about the Des Bryant catch, and he said it's a fucking catch.
Of course he said it's a fucking catch. Look at his employer.
He said that he almost didn't challenge it because he knew it was a catch, but someone told him the worst thing that'll happen is they'll still win anyways. So he challenged it, and it got overturned. Fuck.
Yet the refs...
That's just crazy.
That's kind of ridiculous to me that was actually asked of him. Although, I guess I get it.
Well, it's funny because he was the coach opposing Dez, but personally, there are 3 things I think could have changed the entire game for the Bills. 3 small changes. 1, the ref's not fucking them on that blindside block bullshit that the linebacker fucking braced for the hit.
I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, if you're looking at the other player,
it's not a blindside block.
That's actually the exact opposite. It's a looking at you block.
If you prepare for contact, that's not blindside. 2, get Devin Singletary the ball more and Frank Gore the ball less. And 3, if you're going to have a Josh Allen design run, do a fucking quarterback draw up the middle. Like, that's...
Can we talk about the real losers of that game?
Who are the real losers of the game? Vegas?
Booger McFarland and Joe Tessitore. Did you hear Booger McFarland? On 3rd down, he said the Bills should run a quick run play and then spike the ball.
He did! Yes! I was at the gym.
What?
I was at the gym. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Which, by the way, I've started going to the gym now.
That they get the first down with that, but the Titans had been prepared for the run all game.
Well, good thing they weren't playing the Titans.
Yeah, but I guess if you're really trying to stretch it out like he was making an intelligent call, I'll give you that, Dan O'Shea, but it doesn't taste well.
It's Booger. Let's be real. He's never making an intelligent call. He's either stating the obvious or he's way the hell out there.
I was going to ask you guys to come up with your best Booger impression and we'd go through them on air, but we have a packed show, so we're going to do that for next week. Okay. Come up with your best Booger McFarland thing from sports that's happened this playoff week. All right, watch the play.
John Madden.
He's worse than John Madden. John Madden just broke things down. He sounds dumb. Like, John Madden would state the obvious, like, if you want to win, you got to score more points. Score more points by kicking field goals and scoring touchdowns.
Throw the ball farther than third down.
But Booger McFarland, talks like you're so stupid that he's talking himself into confusion, making himself more stupid.
It's whatever it is. It's not fucking intelligent. I'll tell you that much.
It is not. No, and I just that defense was just so fucking dominant, and it's pathetic that McDermott could not come up with any kind of adjustments between the third and fourth quarter.
It was a frustrating game.
When you have a 16-0 lead, you kind of want to stick to the same game plan, but it certainly it didn't help you any. It didn't do anything for you. And again, this is needed playoff experience, I think, for a lot of the players on the team, but it just wasn't. It wasn't a good showing, but if I'm a Bills fan, it gives me a lot of reason to be encouraged for the future.
That's how I would view it. Sure. I mean, they didn't need help by anybody. They played in, and that says a lot for what they've been through in a long time.
I mean, they are one. Doesn't even have to be an elite. Just a good wide receiver away.
Draw off attention, yeah.
From being a real threat.
I think Knox is a good tight end. I think they'll be able to utilize him more. He'll be able to draw off a lot of pressure from the wideouts, and Singletary, he's a young kid. He's definitely probably the bright spot in the team.
If I'm the Bills, maybe I go after AJ Green.
I was thinking that because AJ Green, veteran presence, he can help. I mean, he's been in situations, he's been on certainly worse teams, and I don't know that he's necessarily that unhealthy. I just think he was like, I'm getting back, I might be healthy, and then he was like, this team fucking sucks.
I don't think it was his decision. I think it said that week 12 or something like that, he was healthy, and the coaches were like, there's no reason for you to even come back.
He was a fantasy bench spot for a while until they figured out just to drop him. But I don't know, what do you figure? Like, line him up, put him in the slot?
No, he's big. Make him your one. Yeah. Make him your one. He'll draw all sorts of double teams. And then that'll open up Brown, and it'll open up Beasley and Knox and Singletary out of the backfield, and it'll just open up so much for the Bills.
Like just the wide receiving core as in itself, and then you have Singletary like as a threat over the middle. Like you imagine
if there's
that'd be it's potential be a scary offense.
If there's a wide receiver you see in the draft where they're drafting, who knows? Maybe Laviska Shenault will be there.
That'd be sweet.
I mean, he's probably. I don't know. It depends on how he does in the combine. He's probably a second-round pick, but if he has a monster combine and he's there when the Bills are picking, maybe Laviska Shenault's the kind of wide receiver they want to go after. Maybe they offer a trade for a guy like Michael Gallup. Maybe they go after an AJ Green. Maybe Josh Gordon's the guy. Who knows?
Josh Gordon's never playing in the league.
I mean, Antonio Brown.
Nah, shouldn't.
Antonio Brown, not Josh Gordon.
That's not an upgrade. That's by no means enough. That's probably a downgrade.
Maybe.
I mean,
it's definitely a bigger problem.
Or maybe a guy like Golden Tate becomes available.
Well,
yeah. There's a lot of options.
Yeah. It's possible.
Deshaun Jackson.
Amari Cooper might be available.
But honestly,
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, a rehabbing Josh Gordon would be better than
the Bills' cap situation stuff.
What'd you say?
I said a rehabbing Josh Gordon would be better than an AB.
Yeah.
Hands down.
But yeah, no. Right now the Cowboys have a big problem on their hands. Who are they going to pay? Byron Jones or Amari Cooper? Byron Jones is going to be a little bit harder to replace. Amari Cooper's replacement could be in this draft. But the way you replace Byron Jones is giving up draft picks to the Jets and getting Jamal Adams. So if you do that, maybe you can keep Amari Cooper. Who knows? It just depends at the end of this season what they're going to do with Amari Cooper and Byron Jones. They can't keep both of them, it doesn't seem. Because athletes are just so absolutely fucking greedy.
Expensive, man.
I mean, want to talk about another playoff game? Look at the way that Stephon Diggs was acting in the Minnesota game.
Oh, he's been acting like a little asshole all season, basically.
Well,
Stephon Diggs might be available.
Well, yeah. I mean,
if he's going to go the way of Kelvin Benjamin, I don't want him. So.
Oh, don't even compare him and Kelvin Benjamin. He is miles ahead of Kelvin Benjamin.
No, I'm just saying, if he's going to be locker room cancer, I don't want him.
But anyways, let's get going on these NFL playoff games. Game number 2 of the playoffs. Bye-bye, Brady.
That was worth the whole freaking Bills loss. Hands down.
Oh, that was glorious.
The fucking Titans. Man, I called it. I fucking called it. I asked people if they wanted to meet at Applebee's at 8:15 to watch the Patriots lose. And they were all like, Patriots aren't gonna lose, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. Yes, they are.
We could have had an episode to talk about it, because I was saying the same thing. I was like, do not sleep on these Titans. Derrick Henry is terrifying. A.J. Brown is a mini tank. Like, you know, they have some real nice personnel. Ryan Tannehill
has 5 wins against Tom Brady. How many other quarterbacks have 5 wins against Tom Brady?
And he's not under, you know, the terrible stewardship of Adam Gase anymore. So he's obviously performing better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Smoking like a bitter fan.
Cut all the shit out of the fur.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna be paying attention to fantasy football in the NFL next year. I'm checked out until Gase is gone.
Do you want to pick a new team?
Yeah, you could do that.
No, I'll just you know watch
Nope.
fantasy and.
I'm just gonna piss and moan until it's all over.
Which, by the way, congratulations to Michael Van Oy winning the Dan D'Antoni Sleeper Fantasy Football League, winning $50.
Yep. Yeah, he beat me. My team crapped the bed extra epically. I think it was my team's worst performance of the year. So.
In our league, Dan Beebe and I did an NFL league, NFL.com league, and I was the 1 seed going into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. All right, Dak and all my guys, which, by the way, when I drafted, I just fucked around and drafted Cowboys, and it projected me to have 0 wins. And I was the fucking 1 seed in the playoffs. I get the first round bye. I'm doing well. My team is kicking ass. We get to the second week of the playoffs, and my team scores 50 points, and I lose by 117.
Oh, yep. That's how that one fell. I did win 2 of my 3 big money leagues though, so I'm happy, and I came in 3rd place in the other one. So I had a very good year of fantasy.
I did not. I was in 5 leagues and I won 0.
I was in what?
But
13,
those are rough.
But Alex was the loser in our keeper league, so we got to find Brett, who won our keeper league, a nice trophy.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I had a great season in that league, and you were all on notice for next year because I have run CMC and Chubb, and they're not going anywhere.
You get 4 keeps.
Yeah, guess what? First one, run CMC. Second one, Chubb. I'm still going to be the chubby chaser.
Okay. All right, you get 4 keeps for next season. Remember that, guys.
Did play spoiler.
I don't know who else is on that team, but I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, so,
I knocked out first, remember?
Anyways, Derek fucking Henry is a beast.
He is an animal, and he is going to cause a lot of problems no matter what. I mean, for argument's sake, Tannehill doesn't really need to throw the ball, and if he does, throw it to Brown.
What did, like, the first offensive drive that the Titans had, he had 6 runs for like 52 yards.
Yeah.
In a minute and like 25 seconds.
I mean, it's good to be able to think, we're going to game plan to stop the run against Derrick Henry. Until you realize how big Derrick Henry fucking is.
And how fast he is.
Yeah. It's not as easy as it just seems.
You remember that game last year against the Jaguars?